Alright, that should be good. What's up, y'all? This is more or less a continuation of yesterday's stream, because I pretty much fell asleep playing Pokemon. And my boss told me that I'm coming in late to work today. And since Doge and I are going to be playing Persona later, I just figured it's just better if I just stream now. So I'm picking up essentially right where I left off, which is essentially just maxing out as many of these Pokemon as possible. I'm still tired, like, real talk. I'm still fucking exhausted. Like, I was considering just not continuing and just, like, going to sleep and being like, fuck it, y'all just can keep the 3-hour stream, or 1-hour stream, excuse me, and then go from there. But, frankly, I just didn't want to. That would have left a bad taste in my mouth. So, it should be, like, being tired at work is not the worst thing. It's not the best thing either, but I do have an alarm to go off, though, on my phone once I grab some food before I go. Yeah, today and tomorrow should be super chill days at work, at least. And then, going from there. I'm sure I'll stay awake. Should be fine. I might have to step aside briefly just to, like, take medicine. But we should be okay. So I didn't comment too much on it last stream just because I kind of, like, zoned out hardcore. And I really mean hardcore. Like, I wasn't paying attention at all. We surprisingly got a Rowlet. So the only thing we're left with is, well, there are a few other Pokemon that we still need. I'm still looking for. Eevee is, without a doubt, the most important one. Based on how everything's going, I'm not going to be surprised if Eevee just suddenly is, like, the last Pokemon that we end up getting. I'm at 17, huh? So I'm, like, thinking things through here. Because I need to restock on materials, but we're kind of running a little bit low on money, and I know having nearly 1 million Pokédollars is not necessarily low. I could probably sell 200 of the rocks to get away with it. I don't think it's actually that bad. I did actually go to sleep at a decent time, so I don't know why I'm tired right now. We get the rocks. Like, I was debating whether or not I should do the glitch. I don't really need to. Alright, cool. Yeah, Pokemon, yeah. Luckily, I kept these in order. Okay, so question. The Rowlet hasn't... I didn't do anything for the Rowlet, right? Cool. Just want to be sure. Okay. I just gotta see what all needs to be level 80 still. Kind of like forgot briefly. And of course, excuse me, somewhere higher than level 80. Vespa Quinn can go there. Magikarp. Cassie's good. I just yawned and I could feel a single teardrop going down my eye. It's so funny. Okay. I don't think I need... Yeah, I don't really need to do the glitch. I still should be fine. I have more than enough grit dust to get stuff done. So we can at least max out the Hua and then go from there. The question is more or less how I want to do the rest of this. Look at the amount of fucking penguins we have caught. The Pinguino army would be massive. How's it going, Tyrantrum? Welcome to the stream. Alright, cool. I guess it really is going to depend on how many rocks I end up getting from this. But I could probably sell like 200, 300 of them. Hello. Pebbles, grit gravel, 69 rocks. Great. Then we can do some selling and such. One of those mass outbreaks. Crazy, Badoo. Really, I wish I could be done with hitting the goddamn trees. Like to do some shopping, please. Alright. I think I can get rid of, like... Get rid of 100 rocks. Everything else should be fine. I would like to buy an obscene amount of Ultra Balls. Sure. And also obscene amount of these things. Crazy. And then actually while I'm at it, let's max out this Rowlet. But yes, hello. How goes it? This Rowlet's gonna be the strongest of Rowlets. It's gonna be level 16. It's gonna have like 197 HP. Watch. Which only goes to show that Magikarp really is terrible in comparison. If it does get to 197 with maxed out health effort value, like, that's hilarious. 183, still level 16, that's hilarious. Magikarp consistently just not doing well. Alright. Time to do the motions. Time to do the motions. How about the tango, or maybe some rock and roll? Leave it up to you. The words like bell. I was listening prior to the stream. I don't know why I've been in the mood for it lately, but like a lot of the Persona 4 dancing, or sorry, Persona dancing music. So from 3, 4, and 5. But having a lot of fun just listening to that. I'm going to turn this up just a bit. Okay, so I don't know if... I guess it's kind of smart to go here, but there's technically only one Pokemon that I'm really looking for here. Everything else is just going to be like going through the motions. Okay, well, luckily there's 2 of them here. All right, cool. Appreciate you. And that means I could still go around looking for Cherums. So not the worst thing. Luckily I know the Cherum trees, the Cherum trees, the Cherum trees. Luckily I know the Cherum trees. But if we find another nose pass, like, I'm gonna be sad. It's so funny that I spent so long looking for the golden nose pass, only for yesterday. Like, I didn't even comment on the fact that, like, it was just an alpha nose pass just chilling there. But I went from, like, the alpha nose pass to the Rowlet. And, like, the Rowlet I had to do a second take on. the nose pass, I was just mystified by what was happening. I was like, there is no reason. But is this shaking? No. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was so mystified by the fact that, like, both of those happened because nose pass was giving me such a hard time. And then immediately after, we find a Rowlet. And then I, like, zoned out so hard that I just essentially passed out for better or for worse. Excuse me. Come on, don't be shy now. Won't you burn my breath? Really, the hardest ones are going to be Cherubi and Eevee. But if I find... So, here's the thing. If I find Rotom in any one of these, like, events that, like, it's the Golden Rotom, then we're done here. Sure, there's the Space-Time Distortion Pokemon. I'm really not fond of just going to be sitting around for 40 minutes waiting for that. There's Magnezone, but Magnezone is, like, such an oddball that doesn't, like, really feel like it's going to be worth it. So I'd rather just get the Magnemites in a different game. And then the Cherubi and Cherum, Cherubi has its own, like... Yeah, Cherubi has its own, whatever it's called. Has its own, like, outbreak, excuse me. I can't think of words right now. Please. Bro. Okay. We should be okay. We can do these. Rotom's a fun one. Rotom legitimately is like a fun kind of capture. Because there's a lot of dodging you gotta do. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Cool. Yeah, like, Rotom... So, like, yeah, Coronet Highlands will be done, because Basculin is going to be in Cobalt Coastlands. Rotom's only here. Magnezone is going to be just a pain in the ass to get, because it's just going to be flying up top, so just getting a Magnemite involving it's going to be a lot better. Cherubi and Cherum have their own... I know that what that is. No. Cherubi and Cherum do have their own outbreaks elsewhere, and then, yeah, Space-Time Distortions, I just don't care. And we're good. It's all over. I don't need to be here anymore. It's all said and done, ladies and gentlemen. As soon as this Golden Lad thing is mine, we don't need to go to the Coronet Highlands anymore unless I really feel like I want to come here. I mean, there is some other things I'll have to do, but that's neither here nor there. That's Rotom done. That was insanely fast. I was thinking we were going to be here for ages. That's a Heracross. It's bad when you start memorizing what all the trees have. Like this one I'm about to go to is going to have a Cherubi in it, or a Cherum. Yeah. Really, as far as mass outbreaks go, it's really just the Cobalt Coastlands, and then it's mass outbreaks in the 2 areas. Oh, we got our bog standard Rotom now. Oh my gosh. Okay. It is all about Eevee now. Like, it really is just all about Eevee. And it's gonna be a lot of back and forth. Like, just being real. We have to hope that these two areas, Obsidian Fields, Alabaster Icelands, both end up getting what we need. Yes, we still need Trash Burmy and Wormadam. That's another discussion that we can have at a later point. Yes, we need fucking Basculin still, which is going to be here. So the penguins and anything else, I'm going to be frank, when it comes to looking for Trash Burmy and Wormadam, I'm not really super looking for them right now. Like, if we find them, great. But, like, they're, like, one of the last things that I need to do. And it's just going to be when I have to go around, like, catching all of them. I could have explored. Hold on. I still could technically explore this area because Basculin's here, as well as Trash Burmy and Wormadam. Technically, there's an Eevee spawn. I just don't need to use the berries, is what it is. This is, I mean, here's the thing though, if we catch Basculin, then it's like fucking all over. I mean, then we have, sure, we got Trash Burmy and Wormadam, like one of those two we still need. But that's going to be just going back to Cobalt Coastlands and Alabaster Icelands just to see when those show up. And it's very possible that, like, while we're just going around, one of them will just be shiny and then we'll be set to go. Really, the big thing is going to be Eevee. And now, here's the thing. You could ask the question, Kit, why don't you just, like, only go back and forth to check, like, for unknown, and then you check for the Eevee and, like, Cherubi spot, like, outbreaks. Like, why don't you just keep doing that? And because we're still, like, I said we'll do a full look through, or full all forms sort of thing, I'm going to stick to what I'm saying and just continue with that. Now, we are at the point where by doing this, we are just going to have the biggest of headaches. And that's not an exaggeration. Realistically, how many do I have? 56. Okay. Realistically, this can take very short amount of time or a very long amount of time. But because we have nothing else that we have to catch alongside this, like, we are just running around. Like, I have to go around looking for all the shaking trees. And then if there's none, then we go to the 2 Basculin places. And then I have to, like, weirdly enough, even though we did catch, like, a lot of what I needed, I still don't have to, I still have to follow the same pathing. Technically, yes, I can follow the pathing further to go to, like, the islands with shaking trees. But based on where the pathing goes, it's not, excuse me, it's not worth it. And here's the thing, if we find Basculin here, then it's over. Like, I'm slightly hoping that we find Burmy before Basculin. That would be fantastic. But it really is, of course, up to luck of the draw if we get it. Luckily with Basculin, I don't have to worry about if it's male or female. That should be fine. Crash Burmy and Wormadam, I also don't have to worry about it either way. What's up, buddy? You don't need to do that. Cool. That was tentacool. No. Honestly, not a bad start. I do need to check the Empoleon here, just in case. But then this entire area is look for Burmies, hope for the best. Come on, Notre Dame. There's also Piplup there, but we don't need to worry about Piplup. Piplup will show up in the massive mass outbreak. It's not that bad. The rainstorm may go on a bit longer. Crazy. You caught a Pokemon. You caught another shiny. Some kid is freaking out right now. They're losing their shit. They're shoving a Wii remote right up their rectum. Panicking because some guy didn't react to catching of the thing. Oh my gosh. All right. All right. This feels like a good sign. If we get one, that's huge. Like there is potential here. We're saving beforehand just in case. I am gonna go like down here just because there is a chance for an EV to spawn down here. Just an off chance, nothing crazy. Okay, this all comes down to I need just one of y'all to be blue. Like I really just need one of y'all to be blue. Just to finish this up. Give me the color blue. 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 There's apparently permutations you can do with this stuff. I believe the color blue doesn't exist. That's fine. There is a faster. There's a fast way to do this, which is essentially we're just gonna go in and out of Jubilife a ton. But because I'm also insane and wanting to catch some unknown, that's gonna be what we do a lot of the time. Yeah, no, we really don't have to go to a lot of places. So we're just like Crimson Mirelands is gonna be our best place to go. Coronet Highlands, Alabaster Icelands. I mean, Alabaster Icelands we could go to if they ever have an EV outbreak. Obsidian Fields probably will have more of a chance. And then you have Cherubi that's gonna just show up a bunch. And then we can go here and see if we could just, you know, slowly fill out our alphabet. Doesn't have to be amazing, but it takes like, you know, 30 seconds or so. So really, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be watching the Crimson Mireland stream. That's pretty much where we're at right now. I will, like, Cobalt Coastlands, while I realistically shouldn't, like, if there's not a Piplup or Prinplup here, like, I shouldn't be here. But, or Basculin. But just on the off chance that a Trash Burmy or Wormadam shows up. Alright, we got Basculin, Finneon I don't care about, and Prinplup. So, I think we're gonna go... This is gonna look a little odd. It should be okay. We're just gonna book it over here. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I don't know the words in a different language, but it's a really good song. Please don't have anyone be shiny on unless you're a basculin. Oh no, they're swimming away. I mean, if it becomes a Basculegion thing, like, that'd be hilarious. Alright, cool. We don't need to do Finneon stuff, like, not the worst thing. The funniest thing would be is if a Basculegion just, like, showed up and was like, by the way, I'm the shiny. And it's like, well, now I gotta figure out which one I are in art. So there was an idea in the past, and I don't think I've ever like talked about it, but there was an idea of, hey Kit, why don't you bring the shiny Basculin from your Pokemon Sword playthrough way back when and just evolve that? And the thing is, that's not a White Eyes Basculin. That's, I think, a Blue-Eyed one is the one that we ended up getting from Pokemon Sword. And those ones don't evolve. It's only the ones with white eyes that do. And those ones could only be gotten in this game and maybe Scarlet and Violet. I'm not sure. So. Alright. I'm really hoping for some Pinguino luck. Like, Basculin is what it is. Like, at least those go by really fast. I am really, really hoping, I mean, not only for Burmy luck, like with this one being amazing. Nope. But also, like, out of everything, like, we haven't technically seen a shiny Cherubi before, which is fair, but, like, we've seen so many Piplups and Prinplups. Like, something's gotta give, you know? I don't know if I've ever talked about, like, we usually talk about just other random stuff on the stream rather than shiny hunting. I don't know if I've ever really, like, discussed, though, why, like, making sure it's morning in specific areas and night in others. It's purely regarding the spawn rates of Pokemon. I don't think it was, like, super necessary to talk about, but I can at least, since we're kind of, like, near the end of the grind, I could rather just, like, discuss it. Burmies are always going to be... Burmy and Wormadam is just always going to show up in trees. That's just how it is. But, whatever it's called. Like, Rotom from Coronet Highlands. Like, that one is better to look at night rather than morning. In here, Basculin is going to show up more in the daytime rather than nighttime. The reason for that is because at nighttime, Drifloon takes the spawn spot. And essentially, a lot of Pokemon, like, if you're having trouble, like, trying to catch a Pokemon and it's nighttime, Drifloon or Drifblim would probably, like, overrode, like, the spawn, as it were. That's kind of, like, the best way I can put it, is they overrode the spawn. So really, your big goal is going to be then, like, can you... Look at that Machop falling asleep. Like, how do you maximize what Pokemon are out and what Pokemon are not? And there's a reason why I just made fun of the fact of how many shiny Drifloons and Drifblims we had. It's purely because, like, we always caught stuff at night, and it would just be a ridiculous amount of them. I think if I played more during having, like, my time set to morning for Arceus, I imagine we would have ran into, like, more Starlies, because there's the joke that, like, everyone has, like, a ridiculous amount of shiny Starlies in this game. Don't get it twisted, I do have a lot of shiny Staraptors. But I also never really caught the Starlies. I just caught the Staravias and the Staraptors. So. Other questions that have been, like, kind of murmured, but I, never really felt it was necessary to talk about maybe until now. I'm not doing a full shelf of decks. Reason being is because I hate shiny hunting with a passion. And I've said that numerous times before, but for Shalfas, I think they get some sort of like mark or something in future games just to be like, oh, this one was like bigger than normal. It was kind of crazy. Which is like cool and all, but I don't really care. Personally, I don't care about the amount of ribbons you can give a Pokemon. Like, it never really appealed to me personally. I don't know, it never really appealed to me. Now, there have been times where there's people who have come into the streams who have been like, this is what I'm looking for. And part of me has considered doing a hunt for it, specifically to help, like, get them it, so that way I can do a trade and get something knocked off my list. And that hasn't happened too often for a few reasons. One, because a lot of people who are shiny hunters, from what I understand more recently, they want to have their, like, actual trainer ID and, like, trainer name on it to show it's them who caught it. They didn't just trade to get it or anything. Because there's a sense that, like, trading is just completely taboo. And you shouldn't, like if you trade a shiny, it's not legitimate, or some bullshit like that. And the only, like, quote-unquote, and it's not even quote-unquote, excuse me. The only illegitimate shiny I would say would be, like, a purely hack shiny. If you went down to the store and you preferred action, but you also wanted to replay the game, right? Like, if you did that, then cool. Like, that's not going to be legitimate. And technically, there are a few in this file that are like that. Possibly. We don't know what past Kit did. Right? We don't know. That being said, they're just palette swaps. So my rationale is getting a palette swap is not as bad as if it was like an actually like good Pokemon. And I've talked about my disdain for shinies just in general, so well, if this is gonna be one of these, I can catch him. Which one of you is gonna be blue? Are you gonna be blue? Yeah, those are fine. But like trading Pokemon, trading is like a really integral part of Pokemon games, and I still will swear up and down that it is an integral part. You trade with trainers sometimes in games. You trade with traders who played the game who either live in Japan or live in fucking Russia or wherever the fuck people play Pokemon. If they have a shiny and they don't want it and they want to get rid of it, then why did I just back out? That's on them, right? Some people want to be purist about it, and I frankly don't care for it. If I'm being honest, like, there's a lot of, I remember watching like, oh, these are things that like every gamer does. Hoarding items until the end because they swear they're gonna need it, and then they never do. Or like they, don't like completely ignore a mechanic because it doesn't suit their playstyle. Or they just have like the purist argument. For me, it really just depends from game to game. And I haven't talked about like the nitpicky stuff for Arceus. Like, I completely, and I do mean completely, ignored like some recommended features in this game. Specifically because like it just wasn't necessary. At least in my personal opinion. Feeding Pokemon to make it easier to catch them. No. Using like the fucking stealth spray, using vitamins. Like I never use those in this game, or really any Pokemon game for that matter, just because I don't see a full reason. If you're using like the X speed or something like that, sure, it helps out in like speed runs. And I guess there's like some high, like really high level play that uses some stuff that's all about numbers. That's just way beyond my brain, so I ignore it. In this game, there was a whole crafting system, and crafting the balls were cool. Crafting like potions and stuff was also cool. But that was it. Like, I didn't really craft anything else. There is, in a weird technical sense, something I haven't fully done. I forget, is it in your bag? Yeah, so there's these, like, old verses. Sorry, if I go down here, like, there's all these old verses that we need to find. And I haven't. And I was gonna do that just at the end of, like, everything. Just get all of them. But then, like, some people would say, that's not 100%. That's not needed for that. They're just random little bullshit things. I'm like, I guess, but they're in the game. It's supposed to give you, like, some lore to the game, and I don't know. My general takeaway. The Magikarp's level 80, we can throw that in the box. My general takeaway is just play the game how you want to play it. Go for it. But don't feel like you need to, like, do every, like, if you want to complete a game and complete it, do it in the way that you feel is best. Hello. What will you bring with you? Great question. I have this Magikarp. I'll take this egg. No way I'm yawning again. Here's the thing, this might just be a very short stream, you never know. Ah, my eye. Excuse me. Ugh. I don't know why I'm just like up here, but my brain's just tired. This is the point where I would just like maybe go back to sleep. Ah, my eye, excuse me. Just cause like it's early. I don't like being up this early. I do want to stream and get stuff done. And technically we got like, once again, big plays done. Frankly, if we get Basculin and Piplup here, everything's in streamlined. Like, we are going to be moving. I'm trying desperately to stay awake. The problem is, like, is if I go to sleep, I'm just gonna get like an hour of sleep before I have to leave and get some food. So. I'm just permanently tired. It's eternally tired. Always gonna yawn. I'm gonna feel sleepy. That is what it is. Hello, random fish. So I feel my eyelids just getting heavier and heavier. And I'm just like, I want to play, I want to stream. I don't want to do another just like short 1 hour stream and then just call it and be like, I'm going back to sleep. Kit's tired. But it's just the downside of being a permanently tired kit. Doesn't ever change. Ooh. But also, it's like a fucking 1 hour nap is not gonna do anything. Neko, give me a stretch. That was a sentence. What up? Surprised you're awake. Big yawn. Yawn. Whatever. Yeah, if I go back to sleep right now, it's probably sleep for like an hour and a half. Wake up at like 11:15. Breakfast. Nice. Buddy, it's a Banui. I don't want to go back to sleep. I just know my entire body wants to. What sucks is if this was a normal day of work, I would be at work. And then that means I'd be falling asleep at work. Probably not good. Fuck my life, dude. Just... the exhaustion, it just do be real. It really, really do be real. I'm thinking right now. Like, part of me just wants to just do another, like, just 1 hour stream. Then go back to sleep, wake up at X amount of time, go grab food real quick before work, scarf it down, and then... then I'd still do P5R tonight with Doge. The rationale my brain's coming up with is honestly solid, though. Because put it this way, most of these streams, I try to go for at least like 2 new shinies, right? Like, that's the idea, is we're going to go for 2 new shinies. That way it always is like we're making some sort of progress and everything is good and hunky-dory, sunshine and rainbows sort of gist, right? And, last stream, we got a Rowlet, right? We got this Rowlet right here. So that was 1. Went to sleep, woke up, and then our second one was the Rotom we got. And even though you could argue that I already got a Rotom before, and I've already gotten a Rowlet before, those have filled up my spots on Pokemon I still need to get. So I've hit my quota of 2 in a weird technical sense. I'm just hoping, I'm like, part of me is like looking for 3 just on the off chance. But, and here's the thing, this is me, I still really want to stream and work on some other stuff. Just my entire body just feels sluggish and tired, and I've taken my medicine. Luckily I have like a whole bunch like near me, so I've been taking it. It's not supposed to make me drowsy or anything, so I think I'm wondering if yesterday just took a whole lot out of me and then just got worse and worse as time went on. Because I remember getting the Rowlet, of course, in the nose pass, but I don't really remember much of what happened prior to that or post. So... Hello, Alpha Basker. Sorry, I'm legitimately like thinking right now. Like half of my brain is just like shutting down. It's gotta get pretty samey. See, it's not so much the samey aspect. I can grind in games for hours. Doge and I are probably actually gonna talk about it because of me confusing P5R grinding with P5 vanilla grinding. But we'll talk about it like later today during that stream, where I've spent ungodly amounts of hours just grinding to level 99 before like halfway through the game. And I had so much fun. I was wide awake. I felt like really accomplished after the fact. Like, it didn't like bother me at all. Grinding shinies, it sucks because like in that case, you're just doing it for no reason, is what it feels like. But if you're grinding for levels, like I can grind and do like level grinding for an insanely long amount of time. That's the thing. Like if you're telling me, hey, this Pokemon that's like level 5, I need you to like grind and get it to like level like 50 before this place. Oh, it's gonna get done. I would be one of those people, honestly, who would do those challenges of like can you get to max level before you leave X or Y? And it's like, yeah, I can. It's going to take a while, and I don't mind waiting that long. Like, it does not bother me. What's the right word for it? Excuse me. The monotony that most people probably have with doing like the same thing over and over again, I personally don't mind it. This is even extended my jobs, where like previous jobs I've had, it's really just me doing the same thing over and over again. It's truly how it is. I just realized my manager did not call back somebody. We are the fucking worst people. Okay. I'm so pissed. He's just gonna be so upset. Sorry, there's somebody like I talked to earlier yesterday during work, and then fucking work got in front of me, so I just totally spaced, even though I left note after note for calm. Fuck my life. I don't think she did, and she's gonna be so pissed. Fuck. Oh my god. And I even said I would call back if like never. Oh fuck my life. One of those things where like, well, when I get in today, I just gotta be like, hey, just remember, did you do this? If not, please. I don't want her to be upset. Like, ooh. The risk. Yeah, I think the tired, like, truly, I do think that the tiredness is obviously from most of everything of yesterday, but I do think that the second part of it is, was work, like, really, like, the lingering effects of just the day yesterday. It was a busy day, which busy days are fun, but, like, half the stuff that I did, and then me just... like, I feel like I've just fumbled the fucking ball yesterday now that I remembered something that I don't think got done. But now it's going to stress me out even more, because that means that... oh... God damn it, dude. Like, it's one of those things where it's just like, oh, you know, I forgot to do this, like, little thing at work. And normally it's like, oh, we'll just go back in and fix it. But this thing is like, I don't have any control of it. I have to rely on somebody else. And I know that I am going to be the one who gets yelled at for it by the person who originally called in. Even though I, like, did my due diligence. I do not do well with getting yelled at, like, at all. Literally, like, my bones are just shaking, like, fuck me, dude. Maybe I just sleep to be like, oh, we'll just sleep the worries away. But luckily, this unknown grind is pretty good. Okay, it's been an hour. Obviously I would love to play more and keep up with things, right? Frankly, I just stress myself out. God damn. I'm just like, my head just ducked down and just sad, right? Like, it's just sad. And the worst thing is I know there's nothing I can do about it. Damn, dude. Okay. Well, I'm gonna just briefly, like, I'm just gonna talk about what today and tomorrow is gonna look like. The rest of today, excuse me, and tomorrow. I'm gonna call it a win that in the 2 hours that I did, aka 1 hour yesterday, 1 hour today, I got 2 brand new shinies that are needed for the whatever it's called, the Path of Solitude dumb thing that I'm doing. So that's the win. Could that have mean I finished off the stream like 40 minutes ago? Sure, but I still wanted to like check to see if there's anything else we can get. So we hit the quota that I'm looking for. Sick. That tree, I know for a fact, doesn't have Burmy. Look at it. So I'm gonna probably pass out. That's what the plan is. And then I need to go to... I'm gonna go to work. When I go to work, I'm only there for like a short amount of time today. In fact, it's very possible that like my day ends even earlier than first thought. After that, oh, hi. After that, Doge and I are going to be streaming P5X, excuse me, P5R. And that should be a rather long stream, and I really should be awake for like all of that. Like that shouldn't be too crazy. And that'll be the only other stream today. It'll probably be like, I would assume like a 4-hour stream, give or take. Should be perfectly fine. Then Friday. So Friday I work another short shift, but it's like a normal short shift and not like Kit's being told to like not work that long of a shift. That short shift, I should be back home early, and we'll play this again to like, well, because my goal is with that Friday stream of this game, I'm going to just bunker down and just look for pretty much only Eevee and Cherubi. Like the other Basculin stuff, like that I've been looking for, whatever. Trash Burmy and Wormadam, whatever. I could have them on the back burner because they're not that important right now. The EVs, the 4 EVs are like the most important thing to find right now. And the only way we're going to do that is by the outbreaks in Alabaster Icelands and Obsidian Fieldlands. So I want to spend Friday just sitting back and just going through and just looking for unknown, adding to that list, and then Eevee. So that way, like, I can finally do a stream where we do the Path of Solitude, the first 30, and I can then finish the script. That's the goal. If everything works out Friday and we do somehow get like 4 EVs before like 10 o'clock by time, so like in 6 hours, if that happens, then you'll get like a second stream. but knowing how long it's probably going to take, especially with how like rare Eevee is, to like show up as an outbreak, and by lesser extent Cherubi, because of that, you know, you could get 2 streams tomorrow, you could get 1, you could get 3. It really just depends on how everything goes. So I'm going to end off the stream here. I'm so sorry that it's a short stream again, but luckily tonight's one's going to be much longer. And I thought I saw a text and like the fear in my body just like rose. It's not an important text. We're good. I will be back tonight. We'll get a whole bunch of stuff done. And for that game, and then tomorrow, yeah, it's gonna be Eevee Central. Like literally, what we're gonna do, this next stream for this game is gonna be Crimson Mirelands until something shows up on these 2. If there's a Piplup outbreak, we'll check it. If there's a Basculin outbreak, we'll check it. But Cherubi, Eevee, and Unknown are like the 3. We're going to be doing a lot of talking, so be on the lookout for that. Anyway, with that being said, I'm so sorry for another short stream. It's just, I know I'm about to like pass out again. So, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll be back later tonight with Doge. We'll see you later. Peace. Bye, everyone.